Okay, y'all. So it's now time for us to get into episode 2 of season 2 of Sweet Life Los
You're
Angeles.
so cheesy.
I really try for us to get everything out in just one episode, one recap, but it just was so much to break down and explain. So hopefully we can get through more of the episodes in this recap. But needless to say, moving on.
If we missed it, talk with us about it in the comments.
Talk about it in the comments. But so moving on in the show, we already know like all the BS that just happened between Rob and Tylynn, Jaylenn and PJ, Amanda and Rob and Tylynn and Myami and Rebecca. Baby, it was a lot going on. So
for 45 minutes. Like, that was a lot.
it was a lot. So we're moving on from that, and then
It's the morning after.
it's the next day. So PJ, it's not the morning after, but it's the next day. Or it's
Yeah.
we have moved on from that night, and then we get into PJ talking to his mom and his sister, and I think that was a good scene because even last season when we seen PJ interacting with his mom, it was just a good scene.
That was one of my favorites, honestly.
Me too. Like,
As a mama's boy.
yeah, I was just gonna say that's just like you and your mom. So seeing it again, it was like I was excited for it, and even more I was excited seeing like how his sister is and how his sister would react to whatever he's going through, because I'm an only child-ish. I was raised an only child, even though I have brothers, but so I don't know how that's like because my brothers wasn't around. Like, I don't know how like my brothers would be in a situation if they had to, come to my defense or feel some type of way, or if I had to do the same thing for them. Like when it comes to a girl, when it comes to a boy. So I wanted to see how his sister would have been, and baby, she helped. She said what she said, and I felt what she said. But then the mama, on the other hand, felt like totally different. And it's like I respected both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. Because mom had her points too. But I think as an older person, she just didn't get that. It's after a certain point in time, what more am I listening to?
What more do I have to offer?
I done listened. I done tried to hear you out. Like, at what point do I say you just don't want to hear my side at all? So I don't need to hear your side no more. Like, and that's what the sister was saying. Like, they done did that. Like,
yeah, she was like, Mom, like, you don't know what you're, not so much you don't know what you're talking about, but in this situation, like, the advice that you're giving him may not even work because of who he's dealing with. I guess that's what the sister was trying to say. The mama was like, it don't matter. Like, one, you need patience. It's a girl. Girls are different. She like, well, first of all, you married and he's single and he's dealing with single girls. So you also don't understand. Like, the mama was coming from another viewpoint that a lot of us probably didn't even think about. And she's just like, at the end of the day, she's a girl. She's emotional. Point blank period. We are emotional beings. So my feelings are 10 times, 30, 40, 50 million times more hurt than whatever you think I'm maybe feeling. And that's what the mama was trying to say. Like, basically, she was giving Rebecca some grace, or the other girl some grace, for PJ to, like, just step up and be like, okay, let me talk to them one more time. Maybe I need to talk to them individually. Maybe that's what needs to happen.
But speaking of grace, I think we learned in this episode that PJ lost someone that was a mother figure to him, like right when they began filming. So think about this. As all of this stuff is going on with that lingerie party, PJ, because he posts about it on Twitter, he lost that person literally the first week they started filming. So as all of this is going on, you got the lingerie party, you got all this beef, all this arguing. This man literally just lost his second mom, almost. So where's PJ's grace? Like, think about you going through something like that. You got to argue with all these people in the back, you battling like all this hurt and anger and pain that you're dealing with, and you got to deal with all this. Like, it just goes to show, like, it's real life for them, but like, you never know what somebody else is going through. Like, that's why you can't approach situations just grown and calm, because you never know why somebody is coming at you the way they are.
Right, because also too, adding on to your point, you may still be hurt about the situation or how I felt last year, but I'm probably in a space where I just wanted to get over it and move on, but you're not even allowing me.
I'm hurt by something completely else.
Yeah, because you're not allowing me to even let you know that I want to move on. Like, you haven't allowed me to say any of that, and I'm being attacked, but I'm also battling what I'm battling with my family, and it's just too much. It was a lot.
That was a lot. But I feel like PJ, his scenes, honestly, consistent from season 1 to 2, give that. Like, I feel like he's the only one that kind of let us in on that, like, personal side of almost like his life. That really gets to, like, not just like showing your family, but like, no, we like really going through some things almost.
Like
which was
like you trying to say he bring like maybe like not so much the emotion, but
something about him and his relationship with his mom just like really get to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It just do. But I feel like that was important. Like, he's literally going through shit, and like everybody is, but like you never know.
Yeah, you really don't. That's why everybody needs grace at some point. Especially they beef old stuff. But anyways, moving on from that, we get into Amanda. What?
Just moving on from him losing his life.
No, not him moving on from his No, I'm not trying to sound heartless like that. Yeah. But just moving on from that overall, that whole scene, we get into the scene where Amanda is having a conversation with Rebecca and Bree, and they just basically talking about the situation that happened as well, and how Amanda feel like she's in a hard spot because she has her best friend and her boyfriend going at it. It just put her in a real tough spot, and it really did. That
is a very, very, very rough spot to be in. Like, how do you navigate that situation where you have two people that you love in very different ways? You have literally the love of your life, and you literally have somebody that you've known twice as long as this person, probably 3 times, 4 times longer than this person, that is like a sister to you. So you arguing between your sister and your future husband almost. Like, how do you navigate that? And they put her in a real awkward situation. Babe, both of them did.
Can we talk about how Amanda talking about something? She didn't hear nothing that was being said. Like, she didn't hear all the shots Tylynn was throwing at Rob.
Because she did. I don't think she wanted to. I don't think she wanted to. Like, you know, like sometimes you block stuff out in your mind. But because granted, she said she was too busy trying to de-escalate the situation that she didn't hear like the shit that was flying left and right from both parties.
I'm gonna hear you, friend.
So you think in that moment,
disrespecting my man, like, don't do that. Like, cause I know I would never do that to yours. So don't do that to my, like, you really try to demasculate my man. Like,
so do you think Amanda
not for to do that?
Do you think in that moment then at the lingerie party that Amanda should have stood up for Rob then? Because I feel like that might have caused the situation to be a lot bigger, because now you got Amanda and Tylynn about to fight.
No, she could have been like, hey, Ty, chill out, like, like, like I said, it is
because that's not what you would have did. You would have been like, not that one. You would have turned up.
I personally would expect, like,
I would have wanted
if it was Brandon, like, come to me, like, let me know, like, she disrespected you. Let me handle that as a woman, because I'm at the end of the day, if I feel like you have been wrong, I'm gonna stand 10 toes for you. Like, I am, because you was wrong. You have every right to feel how you feel. I know you want to spaz out, but let me spaz out for you because it's a woman. Like, let us handle that. Because now it's like a situation where Amanda don't, like, Rob feels like Amanda don't even stand up to him when it comes to Ty sometimes. And it's like, it's kind of true. Like,
it's dead true.
Yeah, she does have, like, this tendency of, like, she will say what she has to say to Ty, but sometimes she don't defend Rob how you see Jaylenn and Tylynn defending each other towards them when they in a situation together. Like, it's like, you don't get that from them two.
You might be wrong. You could be dead wrong, but we're going to talk about that at home. In person, it's a united front, exactly. Which is, I feel like what Rob's issue was, there was no united front. Like, in that moment, you was like, and Rob said this, just be on my side sometimes. Like, just have my back. We could argue about this later, but like, have my back.
Just for the moment, because Ty was wrong for saying what she said. Everybody has said, every time Amanda or Rob or anybody talked about that situation, what Tylynn has said to him, everybody immediately scrooches up their face like she said to him, like a guy, like a man. Everybody said Tylynn was wrong. So Amanda, how within all of this you didn't see the wrongness in it? Like, Ty's your friend, but friend, you're wrong. You're wrong, friend. And you wrong, dead ass wrong, because it's my man, who is a part of our family.
That's what I think hurts the most, is like, this should have never gotten this far, because if anybody, the core four, we're family. So why are we even getting to this point where this is supposed to be and back to my point, Why is this happening at my? If I'm Bree, why is all this happening at my launch party?
Even starting, but Bree came out and everybody forgot what her relevance. To be honest, she should have been naked.
I hope they bought some damn Body by Bree. They better all have bought faux Body by Breeze after that.
Bree, she goes to tell she low key trying to, she a mess starter because she gonna tell Amanda, well, you know when she said that about Rob, she was saying it about you too. Girl, no, she wasn't.
You ain't hear that.
No.
People love to take it too far.
Take it too far. They took it too far, girl. She said that to Rob. She said to me she was wrong with my man and we are together. But girl, no, like Bree.
I mean, but if she's calling your like, if somebody was to call Brandon weak, are they not inadvertently calling you weak?
No, I don't think so.
Like if they're saying it in a situation where they're saying like you're a weak ass nigga, so that means if you like weak ass niggas, then that means you're a weak ass bitch.
In that instant, yeah, I feel disrespected, but I wouldn't feel like you're talking to me. No, I wouldn't feel like you talking to me, but I would feel like you disrespecting what we got going on, what we have, because you think I want a weak ass nigga? Hold on, let's have a conversation. Come here, best friend. Come here. Let's talk real quick. But I just thought that was so funny because Bree is so funny, but she was really trying to start a mess, not unintentionally.
That seemed like a Bree thought though. Like,
yeah, it's very Bree. So then after all of that, we get into Jaylenn and Ty having a conversation. I think this was probably one of my favorite scenes because I love how, one, they both took accountability for their actions. Both of them knew that it was wrong. They was dead ass wrong. They both knew it. They both said it. They both took it. Took it to heart, took it to thought. They both called each other out on their actions, which I loved even more. But what I didn't like was when Jaylenn tried to use the situation that Tylynn was in for his own actions. Once again, justify it, yeah. Once again, that's that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith situation. You did that because you felt some type of way. You had harsh feelings. You wanted to, be on attack mode for me, which is fine.
Which I love. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, my man. You my protector. I'm not gonna fault you for that, but you also not for to blame that on me. You felt the need to do what you did with PJ when PJ wasn't even my beef.
Yeah.
He wasn't even my beef.
My beef was with you. You bought yeah.
So you brought your emotions, your ego, your man wolf mindset to this, and now you're trying to put it on me because you feel like I always put you in a predicament like this. Nah, because I'm saying at the end of the day, with a man or not, like I'm a stand firm in how I handle myself with whatever we're having a conversation with. So if you feel like you want to come in and do what you want to do and say what you want to say, that's on you. But you can't really put that on me. Right. That's not. I don't think that was fair.
I don't think it was fair either. But Ty consistently does put Jaylenn in weird situations where he has to sort of at least be in her defense in a way that you wouldn't normally have to be if somebody's just having healthy discourse. You get what I mean?
But I mean, that also comes to knowing the person you're in a relationship with. We already talked about how everyone is these alpha women. Ty is an alpha woman. So she's going to get her point across regardless of the fact. So I don't need you to feel like you got to slap a nigga for me. I love that.
If they get there, I'll let you know. But they was not there to the point where it was.
Which, and he made it about him.
Yeah.
He made it about him, but then ended up making it about Ty, which was so funny, and it was wrong, Jaylenn.
Right.
But I still like both of them. And which is why I respected this whole scene in this scenario with them.
They moved from my favorite couple now. I love Amanda and Rob now. Jaylenn.
So Amanda and Rob is your favorite couple now?
I like how because of the way they're maneuvering, I feel like they're very mature in how they're maneuvering. So in this next scene where we see them, it seems like they're seeing each other for the first time almost since this all happened. And just the way that whole conversation went from the fact it's oh, no kiss, no kiss, but I still love you.
It was hard. It was a hard one. I ain't gonna lie, boy. If I was Amanda, I would have cried. I was like, no, baby, I'm sorry.
When he got up and gave her that hug and left,
yeah.
She was like she was about to get a kiss. He gave her a hug.
I'll defend you. I'm sorry. Don't leave me. Even though they probably was going back home together. But it was the fact that it was one of those situations it was a tough conversation to have. They needed to have it. But within that though, that's why it's so weird that you're saying they're your favorite couple, because Amanda still did not get it.
We'll see. We see it eventually though. He basically like, his whole point was like, you don't defend me. You never come to my aid. In that situation, it just seemed like your best friend, someone that I love, I would never have came to Tylynn and said any of those things. So like, why are we here? Why did the situation get to where it got, and why didn't you defend me? And why don't you consistently defend me? This isn't the first time where you haven't defended me. Yeah. So like, what is it? But I think what I really loved about that situation was just like, where they were coming from as a heart, like they know they love each other.
Yeah.
Like,
respect.
And that love was like palatable, like just that respect. Like, but you gotta know when you hurt somebody that you love, like it's not gonna instantly go back.
You gotta feel that. Like you gotta feel like you hurt me. I feel like I'm in this alone, and I need you to know that. I need you to feel that so we can get past it. And I loved how in this situation they weren't past it yet. Like it wasn't one of those happy. We finna sit here. It wasn't fake. It wasn't fake.
Like,
it was a real reaction. Like we not for to be this cuddle buddy. We not for to be happy. I'm not even getting up to buy you a coffee. Like
right. Rob had his drink.
Boy, he probably ain't got no money because he ain't got no job. But we ain't gonna talk about it. Yeah.
All right, listen.
Yeah. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, it wasn't a moment of like love. It wasn't like
It wasn't a quick.
Heartfelt moment. It wasn't meant to be that. It was about about a raw, real moment that needed to be had so we can move forward in this relationship if we plan on being together, which I respected. But I mean, I'm still Jaylenn and Tylynn. You know, they still number one on the roster.
So then the next meetup post lingerie, we finally get Amanda and Tylynn.
This was deep. This conversation with them was deep, and it was raw and real, and it needed to be had.
Amanda heard what her nigga said, and she said, I gotta come in here.
I gotta come in here to defend him so he know, like, I'm in a tough spot, but I'm also willing to defend you. But also, too, this situation was low-key kind of, it wasn't easy. I wouldn't say it's easy, but Tylynn also knew she was wrong.
Yeah.
So it kind of made that conversation a little more like, it was more of a relief.
And she only came...
Because she didn't come in like on some, like, I got to defend myself. Tylynn didn't come in, I got to defend myself. She came in on some, let me take what I did and let you know, like, I knew I was wrong. I knew I was hurt, which is why I said what I said, even though it was wrong. Like, she kept saying that. But she's saying it to Amanda. She has to say that to...
She has to say that to Rob. She has to. But another raw situation, like the way that conversation was awkward. And I feel like with a lot of times with our friends, you have to have awkward conversations. And that's something I appreciate about this season. Like we're finally now starting to see the accountability that's been so talked about.
And the cracks, because it always came off like not so much everything was perfect, but the core 4, the core 6, like everybody seemed like they were so like friendships, like I'm holding each other down, like we don't have any problems. But now, baby, we see the cracks, we see the problems, and we also see how y'all getting through it. And that's what I love, and that's what I always respect about this show and the friend group. Like they gonna get through it, like they gonna talk, they mess, they gonna deal what they want to do, but they also know how to resolve it in a calm, peaceful, mature way.
When they not squabbling.
That was one squabble. We only got one squabble
so
that
far.
You were so excited about. But it did pop off a good season. I ain't even gonna hold you.
That's how you start the season.
That's how you start the season. So moving on into episode 3, we still, they both talking. We finally getting Crownin. She said, I ain't gonna lie, she did say she didn't cry that much this season. But I understood this situation why she cried, because this was the first time she seen really like Amanda cry. Not the first time she's seen it, but she said like Amanda is not a crier, like she don't cry. So
if she's hurt,
I really messed up. Like me as a friend, I messed up. Whatever, this situation really messed us up because of me and my actions and my mouth. And I'm seeing my best friend cry, who really like hardcore, like tough, that don't really cry. Like Tylynn felt that.
Yeah.
And the tears came and. I think they understood each other, but it wasn't over. They still had to have another discussion because it's a lot of conversations for them to get past this and move on. A lot of conversations has to be had, and if it has to happen over and over until everyone calms down and realize this shouldn't have happened, then that's what has to happen.
Because we definitely haven't had the last conversation as it relates to how between these two couples now how they have to operate.
Right, because they was thick as thieves, and now they're
it's some tension.
It's scissors, it's like this.
Yeah,
you don't know if we're gonna be close, we're gonna be open. Cause it's one of them situations. So then, after all that happens, Ty is basically on a meetup tour.
She on an apology tour, honestly.
No, she not on an apology tour because she really don't really have nobody to apologize to. But I honestly think Amanda and her dude, Rob. But then Ty meets up with Cheryl in Myami. She ain't got to apologize to Cheryl, and she don't have to apologize to Myami. She don't have no animosity towards them. But they just basically have a conversation. Was there ever an apology
to Bree?
A Bree for what?
For doing all this at her event.
Oh, Bree do need an apology. So Bree ain't even complaining about apology. So I don't even think that's what nobody even thinking about it.
Because they would have had to apologize to me. That's crazy.
I've had all this money and y'all acting a fool like that? No, ma'am. Not house art creator. What's her name?
Not creator. House party creative.
Acting a plump fool. No, ma'am.
But I do think Bree's hurt because she repeatedly said it how her event was overshadowed by the drama. So she better than me. I would have needed
She do need an apology. Now that you said it,
y'all was gonna have to. Yeah.
And nobody apologized.
I don't think if they did, I apologize. But I don't remember hearing one apology from any of the people involved to Bree for messing up her event.
Honestly, in this episode, I don't even think Bree even was in this episode. Only probably once, maybe no. No. So then, because in this episode, Ty meets up with Myami and Cheryl and basically said on New York, going to New York for a girls trip and a boss women trip, I should say, for the Legacy event. And then after that,
that's when she meet up with Amanda and
Oh, no. That's when PJ and Bree meets up. So Bree was in this, but when Bree meets up with PJ
apologized to Bree. PJ did apologize. He kind of was like
that conversation was so long, and all I could think about was Bree talking about how he got a new car. Because remember last year he had the little putt and everything was falling, and that's when we first met both of them. Yeah. And now we seeing them again, both of them again in a car, and they both just having a conversation. I forgot that he even apologized to her because Bree was so focused on PJ getting back good with Rebecca. Yeah. So I think that's why I totally even forgot about her deserving an apology because she did deserve one. She did. So after the whole PJ and Bree situation, then that's when we move into Tylynn and Jaylenn and Rob and Amanda meeting up to have a conversation that was well needed. And only because
I still feel like nothing was resolved though there.
I think Tylynn is one of them people that know how to let things go, but Tylynn also was the cause of the problem in this whole situation. But I think it low-key was, on Jaylenn though.
Again, why is Jaylenn and stuff? Why are you talking to Rob? Why are you telling me you hurt? I get you felt you thought we were brothers and they were. It was a quadruple. It was those four against the world. But me and Ty are talking about how Ty had me fucked up and I had her fucked up. Where do you come from in this?
Jaylenn was confusing me because I feel like Rob apologized, Tylynn apologized, and then Jaylenn just kept interrupting, saying his piece, but
Jaylenn led the conversation. The conversation became more so between Jaylenn about how you had me messed up. I would have never came to Amanda like that.
Exactly, because Amanda would have never disrespected you how Tylynn disrespected you. So you can't really say that. Tylynn at the end of the day disrespected me, Jaylenn. She disrespected me as a man, and you even know that. You even felt that. But at this moment, you're not saying, I feel like you should be saying, I'm sorry, bro, that she even said that, me and her. If it was Brandon, I'm not even gonna say I'm Brandon, because I don't want to speak for nobody. But if I was a man, now I was in that situation, it would have really been on some hey, I talked to her, I told her, she can't be saying that. That was disrespectful to you, and it shouldn't happen no more. Like, it should have been on some like that, but it was really, Jaylenn was really on some,
he was still
like,
hostile.
Yeah.
And Rob was like, he's not gonna take the bait, which I appreciated. Like, Rob is, I think he's like very emotionally mature. Out of all of the guys, he's a lot like more emotionally mature than the rest of them. He said in like his confession, he was like, I'm not taking the bait. Like, I know he's trying to get me to react right now, or he's high, or like he's like whatever, but I'm not gonna go there with him because that's not gonna serve us any good if we want to move forward.
You know what he also said? He said that I want to see if Amanda gonna take up for me. Do you think?
And she did not. She was silent that whole conversation.
She was silent until she did. She said her little bit, like she did have a little piece that she said, but it's not even memorable in my mind right now because it did not come in the defense of Rob. At least it didn't come in defense enough for me. Like, I still feel like
after she went buck wild on Ty almost for like basically like when she finally stood up to Ty, and this was another point for her to stand by her man and say like Ty, at least Ty like tell Ty like check him, like he's wrong in this situation.
Yeah, at some point I would have been like, I don't know, I feel like I would have been like, all right, Jaylenn, you doing too much.
Like Ty was supposed to tap Jaylenn on the knee, like just like chill,
Jaylenn.
Like,
so it's something about him that's like, I keep saying like Jaylenn is this alpha male of the group, but also I think he is like
he tough. Like he got like a real anger issues. I feel like almost.
It's some type of force field over him that is really taking over him, like not emotion wise, but just like it's something what is called testosterone. That's how you say it?
What does his testosterone got to do?
Cause he act like he gotta be all the time.
Yeah.
Like
just chill, bro. Like,
yeah, like we on the same, but like we trying to get to a resolution right now. Like, yeah, I feel you. You wasn't even like, there, but I feel you, big bro. Like, yeah.
Honestly, bit, bro. Like literally, like.
Okay, so after that situation, that's when we get into Tylynn, meeting up with the girls because they getting ready for New York.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, because she got Candace on her team for the finances. She got Rebecca on the team doing social media marketing. And she got, who the other girl? Amanda doing PR, Lord Jesus. I don't know for some reason why Amanda don't be memorable to me. She does, but she don't. But whatever.
I love Amanda.
I like her. It's something about Amanda with her mom and her dad that reminds me of my mom and my dad. That's what I like. I like when I see her with her family. I like that. Yeah, I like that about her. Also, the girls getting ready for New York. We ended up this last episode.
Well, they're talking about and who's all gonna be in attendance.
Yeah, so they talking about who's gonna be there, and of course, I had to bring up to Rebecca that Myami is coming on a trip, and also she's the one who's putting up the house. Like she found a place where we're gonna be staying now.
Dope house.
Saying that, and then of course Rebecca had her little moment where she just feels like, why you guys doing this to me? Why you guys keep putting me in these situations? Like, I need to find peace. Like, she didn't, she wasn't like that, but it was like she was very
literally
white.
what she literally did say, like, why do y'all, as friends, why do y'all constantly put me in situations where I have to be on guard? And I do agree with that in a sense, though. It's a fine line between, like, okay, I'm still healing, I'm still hurt, but, like, also, like, why was, like, that's a small trip with like intimate friends. Like in that sense, I feel like Cheryl didn't need to go or Myami needed to go because Myami was only there for Cheryl to have like somebody that was on her side.
But also Ty and Myami is friends. Ty don't have no problem with Myami. So, and it's Ty trip. So,
but it's like, okay. So then to that point, if Becky did not want to be on the trip, like I feel like you can't get mad at. You have to give her the opportunity to not be okay with going on the trip.
I agree, and Ty gave her that. Ty said, I'm not putting a timestamp on it, but I do think, but also too, you can't say that you are going through these things and you are having these feelings, but you still, it's been over a year now, you haven't even spoken to Myami. You haven't done anything so you can move forward because everybody keeps saying that Myami is this good person, but you're not even trying to find out.
Yeah.
So it's like, at some point, when are you going to put in the work?
Okay, there you go.
When are you going to put in the work? We understand we're going to give you your time, but at what point do you put in the work to get better, to feel okay?
At what point does this get old news? Like,
and like I said, I'm not trying to put a time step on it. I'm not trying to rush you, but yeah. we can't keep walking on eggshells around you about this situation because this was our friend too. Like, this is our friend too. Not our friend, but she was friends with Ty, and I'm assuming Candace or whatever.
And then Candace, I think Candace is, I think she's, for her to be as hostile as we saw her on I think they went to the Cabo trip. She's very mature. She literally said, you can't control how somebody else has you fucked up, but you can control how you respond to them. And like she said, you give Myami too much control. Like you should never give anybody that much control over your life to sort of kind of like make you get hot or make you feel like on angst when you're around. Like nobody should control your happiness in a sense like that.
No. And which is why I like Candace. Like, even from I want to see more of Candace because I can tell she's mature. Like we seen her in a drunk state, like a tech state. Like I'm really about that. Like I don't care. Like we see her in that state where I can also tell like she has common sense. We know she is into finance, so she has she's smart. Like she has a lot to offer. But I think we're gonna see a lot of her when it gets into that whole situation with Gerald and Keelan. Yeah, we gonna see more of Candace. She finna come. Cause she don't play about her man, and she shouldn't. But we gonna see more of that. But right now, like, we seeing calm, cool, and collected Candace, and I like that. I love that for her, cause she probably was that person that everybody just felt like was just doing too much, and she really trying to like prove this time. Like I'm really not that girl. It's just like we all, have those drunken moments.
We lit. I'm lit.
Yeah, we have no drunken moments. Like it's okay. So then that's when we get into Myami and Rebecca meeting up.
Finally. By themselves too. Like nobody's around. But you see how they both came dressed. They look like they came dressed to squabble too, though. Like
I don't think nothing was gonna really go down because I don't think Myami ever wanted it to even go that far. I think Myami was really over it. I really think she was over it. Myami seems like the type of girl, based off of what we've been seeing so far, she just want to have fun. She just want to party. Like, she just want to, like, just be out and about. And, like, it's a vibe. Like, that's what she gives. So, I think she was ready to squash it. But she also wasn't going to, like, come on no sucker shit either. Yeah. Like, you're not going to try to, like,
talk to me no type of way.
Girl me. Yeah. So, it was one of those situations. So, they meet up.
And they get to talking about how basically Myami feels like, why are we... At the common nucleus of all of this, we arguing over PJ. Like that's what the beef is over, PJ. Like, hello, what? Like what's going on? Like, can we? But like before they got to that point, it was some real like Rebecca was like, well, what you not? I feel like they did not know how to talk to each other at first at the beginning of the conversation.
No. I feel like Rebecca have this tendency to play victim. She always want to jump to a victim's. And a victim mechanism. I don't know what words I'm trying to use or what I'm trying to say to make it sound good, but she gets very defensive really quickly. Like all Myami doing is telling you how she felt, what was going through her mind in that situation, whatever. You felt the need to take whatever she said and make it about, oh, don't say how I felt in what however she said it. I forgot how she said it, but how she said it, Sean?
It was more. I know how exact words was like. What you not gonna do?
It's such and such in front of my house. You're not gonna tell me how it was in front of my house.
And Myami said, "Well, we can move.
Yeah, we can move. Like we don't have to be in front of your house.
We don't have to have this conversation here.
Exactly. Like, we don't have to have it. But beyond that, I didn't like that.
Which was very, to be honest, that was very mature of Myami to have a conversation with Rebecca on Rebecca's turf.
Oh.
Like, cause Rebecca, if you think Rebecca was in the power in that situation, like you're meeting her on her land, literally on her land, like that, I felt like that showed a sign of goodwill. Mm-hmm. Like I'm meeting you on Tylynn's request, obviously, but I'm meeting you. We're not out in public. I'm meeting you where you're comfortable.
Yeah, you're comfortable, so you can have, like you say, some type of, not so much a power, but you can have the control.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. This is your turf. You have control, and you use it to like hit her. Like, well, you're not gonna do this in front of my house. Well, well, what do you want to do? Like, what are we talking about then? Like, how do we move forward? Because you keep finding a way to make yourself the victim.
Yeah.
Every time. And that's what I don't like about Rebecca, and that's what I feel like she needs to work on, because at the end of the day, you're not the victim. You're not the victim.
Them braces eating your ass up.
All right. People take it too far every time.
But, and I think what they eventually get down to is like the common denominator, which you mentioned a little bit before. It's like, we're really arguing over PJ. Like, that's old news for both of us. So why keep going with that? And then Rebecca sees a side of Myami that everybody has been trying to show her from the beginning.
Like, Myami is real. Everybody keeps talking about Myami is really cool people. Like, and now she see it because she was able to break down and just feel comfortable enough to, out of nowhere, she's comfortable to talk and just break down to Myami, like, what her thoughts and her feelings. And Myami was there to console her. Like, Myami wasn't trying to be on a rah-rah, because she understand, like, bro, we can get over this. Like, we can get over this obstacle. Like, it's beneath us. She
literally said Myami was the first person to ask her, like, how she sort of kind of, like, felt about, like, not... who tried to see how she felt about it and not why she hasn't moved on from it.
Yeah.
Myami was the first person to ask her that. And I could believe it, because it's like everybody was so quick to like, okay, move on. But like Myami really asked her, well, why are you still feeling this way? Mm-hmm. Like, where at the root of it all, where is the hurt coming from? Mm-hmm. And nobody's asked her that. And like, which I was always team Myami. So...
So we can clear this up in New York.
Okay, let's go. Boom, boom.
Clear this up in New York.
Oh, so before we get to New York, some big things are happening in a bunch of different places. So once we...
Right. So before the girls get ready for New York, one, they didn't have like a set date until the set date happened. And then come to find out, the date was the same time that Rob is... You know, he done planned this like comedy tour situation.
It's his first big show.
It's his first big show. It's supposed to be like, you know, like a tour type of situation. And of course, he wants Amanda there, but Amanda can't come because she has to go to go to New York, because at the end of the day, it's a girl trip, but it's a business trip, because she is part of House Party Creatives team. And Rob felt like, well, you taking Tylynn's side again. And I don't think that's what it was. I think he used it for the wrong instinct. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm going to do this for business. Like, this is a business trip for real. Like, I'm on the team for real.
I think.
You think she should stay?
I don't think, even if she didn't necessarily stay, I think she should have found. And I don't. Is the girls' trip over? Because the event didn't happen yet, so we still didn't get. Like, I hope she finds a way to make her way back to LA. To be there for him. 9 times out of 10, that's not gonna happen. I feel like where there's a will, there's like.
First of all, we stay here. We know them flights is. We know how them flights is. That alone says she ain't make no.
I think I think she shouldn't have went. Like, I feel like she could have handled, from a PR perspective, I feel like she could have handled what she needed to handle for Tylynn, for the event.
I think it was fine that she went, because this is something that she made a commitment to way before Rob decided to take his comedy serious and create a last minute show that's happening in a week.
But technically both of the dates was last minute.
But my commitment stood though. Regardless of the fact of the date, my commitment stood on what I was doing with this business, this event and this business that I'm a part of. My commitment was with it. We knew the dates was coming soon. You knew this. So the fact that you have dates now that I can't attend, like, I mean,
I honestly think it was just another slap in the face to Rob.
No, I want to be there, but I already made a commitment. Like,
you wanting to be there, like you wanting to be there is the same way as you wanting to show up for me. Show up for me.
I will show up for you on the date that I'm available.
See, that was. But you know, we got a battery.
That battery ain't going nowhere. But moving on to that, so finally we get the girls there in New York, and you know they just preparing for the event that's about to happen. Tyna wins. We for the Crownin is out. Wiggling is in.
You're a joke.
Wiggling is in.
Wait, speaking of Tylynn, why you want to hit us up for the event?
Oh, very much. Tylynn, baby, we're here. We're in New York.
I'm mad. I ain't know you was.
I didn't know about it. So house party. Whoever social media, Rebecca, baby, you ain't doing your job. Cause why we ain't know about that? We should have known about that event, because we would have been there.
With the movers and the shakers of New York.
Let's be very clear. But that's neither here or there. We ain't even gonna talk about that.
Next one.
Please advise. Management. Thank you, management. But so they're having a good time. They're checking out the space, what's gonna happen. It's doing what it needs to be done.
So speaking of that house.
I'm bypassing the most important part. That room situation.
That was the Harlem house. Myami did that. Y'all stayed in the Harlem, however $1 million brownstone, and that was nice.
Beyond Myami doing that, y'all disrespected her. And I don't care what nobody say, like, Myami was very much the bigger grown
Everybody
woman
disrespected her, because we're going to get into
situation.
it.
Everybody, because
Tylynn
let's be clear. Even with Myami being nice enough to give Tylynn that first spot, the fact that what's her name? Myami even gave them that house for free. I would have been like, nah, Myami, go ahead, pick your room first. As a respect thing, like
why is Tylynn
like y'all really don't respect her. Nobody.
They used her for the house.
Nobody.
And then, like, when you get down to the nitty gritty, as like we see everybody going to pick their room, Bree did not pick that room for herself. Bree said she liked the room, and what did Tylynn do?
She put her name on it.
So whose fault really is it that Bree got the room?
Everybody should have still been in that kitchen until I found my room.
Which is what Myami thought was happening. Everybody was like, okay, Myami thought she was going to go look downstairs to see what the best rooms was. Ty was going to go look upstairs. They was going to meet up and, do a little whatever. Myami come back upstairs and the room's already picked.
Myami is a bigger and better woman, better woman than me. Cause no, y'all not finna get the better room. I'm not sleeping with nobody. Like, and she had a patio. She literally had
she had the private patio.
No, Bree, you not getting your own room. And for Amanda to say she not getting moving either, like, no, that's not. Y'all know y'all dead wrong. Y'all was dead wrong. Y'all knew that. And everybody want to act like they so clueless and so dumb. Like, Myami had every right to snap on everybody there.
And she didn't.
And she didn't. She kept her composure, baby. She was a lady, baby, a better one than me. Because I would have been sleeping on the patio and on the bed and not feeling a thing about it. Not a thing. But I feel like she probably was like, whatever, child, it's not even that serious.
Because at this point, like...
And I think she really like Candace. Child, her and Candace was probably in that room talking so much to me.
I
just know they was. Know they was.
So then we get into... As, like you said, so we did the house. Now, while Tylynn and them is out checking out the event space, lovely event space, Ty, you did that.
A little small, but that's very New York.
It's
very on brand for New York to be a small space.
The other girls are heading out, or supposed to at least. Mm-hmm.
And Bree's supposed to be going with... So, Rebecca left the girls to come back to the house to go out with Bree, but Bree was on the phone with Patiri. Now, Patiri from the last season, she had a big crush on Patiri. Okay, we understand why. But she on the phone with Patiri and she ignoring Rebecca. And then she goes to, so Rebecca gets to the house.
She's on a date with Patiri.
She's on a whole date with Patiri while Rebecca done came to the house like, oh, me and Bree supposed to go out. Mind you, it was Bree's idea to even go out together. And she left her for dead.
Literally blocked. She could have literally been like calling for help.
Yes.
Denied the girl call.
She was wrong. Bree was dead ass wrong. Like, I don't like. That's one thing I do not like. You wouldn't even have the common decency to even tell her. You was like, hey, because as a friend, 9 times out of 10, Rebecca would have been like, oh no, girl, it's cool. Like, go do your big one. Like, go on that date. Like, she would have said, okay, go ahead. But the fact that you didn't have common courtesy to even tell her.
Beforehand, like, oh, hey, friend, like, or even like just shoot her a text before, like, hey, friend, like, look, you know what it is, like.
That was so right. That was so disrespectful.
We'll meet up a little later tonight. I got some things to handle. You know what I mean?
That was
like,
disrespectful on Bree part. But so Rebecca ended up going out with Myami, and who would have known? Like, this literally was not on my bingo card. It was not on my bingo card for Myami and Rebecca to be very kumbaya. Myami giving Rebecca advice and basically being the show that she needs to cry on.
Because Myami could have easily, because she was supposed to go out with Candace. No, she was supposed to go out with Cheryl. Myami could have easily been like, okay, well, we finna go out. See you later. She was like, nah, I'm not gonna let you sit in the house by yourself. Come on.
Come with us.
What have we been saying about Myami since season 1?
And now Rebecca continuously is saying like, oh, now I'm seeing like, now her and Myami damn near like best friends. While Miss Boy Crazy Bree, and please understand, I love when Bree is on dates. But in this instant, she was wrong. Even like the date that she was on with Patiri, like it was a cute little moment. Like I love seeing Bree on dates. Period. I like when Bree on dates because she just have like the moments that it's just like memorable moments, aha moments, funny moments. Like I love when Bree is on dates because she was on date with the friend. We got to
talk about that though. Yeah, I was proud of her in that situation.
Yeah, but this situation, it was cute. Like in my mind, I was like, "Oh, that's so cute," but then I couldn't feel like, "Oh, that was cute," because all I kept thinking about was
how Bree you left your friend for that.
You never do that. Who does that? Who does? Nobody. Who does that? My man gonna have to understand. Like if I already made plans and then all of a sudden he want to do something, like, "Bang, I ain't even gonna hold you," like.
And not even to mention that really wasn't even her man at the situation.
Yeah,
at that time.
Like,
that was like a.
That's even worse. She let that boy crazy stuff mess her up a lot. And that's what I don't be liking. But whatever. They left it alone. Bree and Patiri on a good day. He ended up like, oh well, I got some friends for Rebecca. As if that girl was asking for that. She needed to be working on herself. She was just emotional just the episode before. But needless to say, all of a sudden,
I'm dead.
All of a sudden,
it's a party time. The fellas coming through.
Patiri like, got some friends. Like we all hang out. Like so, the Harlem boys come through. Like to the thing, they had a little good time, baby.
Who's
and
single?
The boys was on Rebecca.
That was a great question because, like, what the hell? Like half of them, the majority of them girls in there got niggas.
They do.
Like the majority.
I mean, and most of the boys had was in relationships too, but. Baby, they had a ball, baby. And the boys was on Rebecca, baby. They was on her.
Myami had the big old...
Them titties was Tylynn.
Them things was out, boy.
That was not the only talk for her.
Them things was out. I said, woo.
All right. You doing a little too much, ain't it? A little too much, ain't it?
Anyways.
But yeah, so... They were just having a good time. The boys was like hitting up Rebecca, and it was just like a whole.
Rebecca had two of them.
Huh?
Rebecca had two of them.
She had two of them, and it was just like a whole big moment. But that wasn't the big bang of the show, because of course, what's her name? Bree ended up, slobbing down Patiri. But once all that was over, and it was
what she did,
slobbing him down. But once that was over. Bree and Rebecca goes outside to have a talk. It's the next day.
Everybody hung over still.
Now, what we didn't bring up earlier was the fact that Tylynn felt some type of way about Bree not giving up her room to Myami as she should.
But keep in mind, who wrote Bree's name on the chalkboard?
Tylynn. Tylynn, you was a part of that, and you didn't own up to that. So the fact that you was mad was kind of weird. But Ty was feeling like, oh, Bree is just antagonizing Myami about the room, and I don't really think she was, but Bree was just being Bree. Like y'all like when Bree, y'all don't never call Bree out when she be acting ditzy. Like Bree, shut up. Like sometimes just shut up. Like you already wrong. You already wrong in the situation, and now you just keep talking. Like shut up. You hungry. You complaining. Like be quiet.
This ain't the trip for that. You started the trip complaining, y'all, I'm on my period. So if I do this, that, and the third, like no.
Yeah.
This ain't the trip for that. This good vibes. Good vibrations.
Exactly.
Let it go.
So they was outside. They was talking, and Bree and Rebecca was just talking about everything, and Bree ended up saying like the whole trip has been good, which it has been. The only thing they had a problem with was not knowing what Ty was angry about, what she was holding on. So here come Rebecca, as she should, because I would do the same thing. Well, friends, honestly, it was you.
Yeah. You thought it was me, but it was.
Bree did try to make it seem like Rebecca was a problem with, baby. It was you. She ended up telling me it was you, and everybody else said it was you.
Everybody else said it was your fault too. And then here go Bree. Y'all talking about me? y'all got beef?
Everybody talking about me and nobody said it to my face. Bree! It's the fact that you don't know you was wrong, but beyond that, you right. They ain't have to say all that. But I think because it really wasn't as big of a deal as they was gonna make it, as they gonna make it right now. Because Bree for to make it this whole big thing.
Like Bree loved it. It's cry Bree this season.
It's attention, Bree. This is attention, Bree. Because Bree, I would have been like, child, boo, I ain't even for the start nothing with it. Only because I got the room. So what is there to even talk about? It's nothing to talk about. Like, Bree, we all felt like you was wrong. Amanda was wrong too, even though I do feel like nobody was acknowledging the fact that Bree and Amanda, they just kept saying Bree. But I think it's because Bree had the second best room or the first best room. I think it was one of them situations. But it's
Amanda room was nice, but nobody room, like Bree room was like...
It was that for real. So I think that's why they was on Bree as much as they was. And on top of that, she was complaining. So it was just too much going on. So Bree, you was low-key the target, but they didn't say that you was the target.
But like, not to mention, like, Bree, you knew when you walked in that room, like, oh, this is one of the best rooms in the house.
You knew that.
Like,
so like, don't try to play dumb. But like I said, Myami was too nice. But what a kickoff to a new season.
That's Issa, Sweet Life, hooray. And y'all, HBO Max, y'all might have did something with that one.
Yeah, this was a good start of a new season, especially when thinking that, you know, some people are missing from the cast, so it probably wasn't gonna be as it wasn't gonna be the same feel, but baby, y'all stepped very well, okay? Y'all did good, and I'm tuned in, baby. I'm ready for the next 4. I'm actually shocked that they dropped 4 at a time.
I ain't trying to finish the whole season next week now.
Exactly.
So how many episodes we got, Issa? It must be about to drop. It must be about to drop episode after episode now.
No, it's probably gonna be 10. They're gonna do 4 this week, probably 4 next week, and then probably 2 break the last 2 up. It's probably gonna be 10 because it's usually like that. So we're
gonna be done in 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Damn.
We gotta slow down.
Cause this is the type of stuff, like the way these cliffhangers be at the end of these episodes, like this cliffhanger, like I would wait till next week to watch.
Oh, and the music this season, like the music was good last season,
Shout
but
out to
this
y'all.
season,
whoever on the music team,
baby,
y'all scouting them, y'all doing it.
Yeah, it's one of those. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you guys enjoyed the first review. Y'all already know what to do. Like this video and show your girl and your boy some love. Like this video and comment your... What I said?
Like, subscribe, comment.
Like this video and show your girl some love. Comment your thoughts and let's discuss what y'all thought of these episodes so far. And last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the queendom, baby.